So the note breakdown on this one has me actually very interested. It's Valentino Uomo, born in Roma, Coral Fantasy. So they are taking this line and they are running with it. Right, we have the iconic original and Intense being a couple of the main ones there. Love Intense, love the original, love Aqua, right? Great kind of spring summertime take on that DNA. And then they started down with just the original, then Yellow Dream, and that leads us to Coral Fantasy. So let's go ahead and break this one open, have a 50 ml bottle because that's all they had in stock. I love my 100 mils, but you and I both know 50 mils is going to be enough anyway. But now it throws off my collection of other 100 mil Born in Romas and Valentino Uomos. That sucks. There it is. I have to admit, love the look of it, the coloration there. I like it much better than Yellow Dream, which I do not care for the name or the scent all that much, and definitely not the bottle, because you see Yellow Dream and then you see yellow juice. A little bit weird to me, but Coral Fantasy, like the looks of it here. Again, the note breakdown looks intriguing for me. I like what's going on there. Has an aromatic looking approach to it. And believe it or not, I've come around to where I actually really like the original Born in Roma. Kind of that bubblegummy sweetness that's super fun and juvenile and synthetic and easily to hate on. But I actually like to wear it nowadays. So we'll see where this stacks up just in the line in general. Great atomizer for a little bitty bottle and a little bitty button. Pushes out a ton of juice. So, do you want to smell it first? So this is interesting. There's this kind of familiar smell, but then there's another step forward where it's like something throwing it off. There's definitely a lot of sweetness and this kind of juicy approach as well, like this fruitiness, juicy fruit type of smell almost. And then there's aromatics, kind of definitely no watery component about this one, so it's not like Coral Fantasy. It's not like Born in Roma, the original one. Now we're getting all mixed up. All these flankers. The flankers are crazy. Born in Roma. Yes, it's not like that where there's this mineral smell, sea salt, wateriness. It's got a different approach, and it's also not really like Yellow Dream. That one had, I believe, it got compared to Stronger With You. There was some like spicy notes about that one as well, like a warm, spicy approach to Yellow Dream. This one is keeping it more fresh and fruity and almost kind of summertime oriented, even though it has a sweetness to it. Kind of has a summertime vibe or mood about it, so to speak. We'll take a look at that note breakdown, which I just have to reference because, again, for me, I love the look of it. We have red apple, cardamom, and bergamot up top. We have bourbon, geranium, lavender, and clary sage in the mid. We have tobacco leaf, patchouli, and vetiver in the base. So you can probably imagine what was catching my eye there, and it was that tobacco. Even the geranium, really just actually the whole mid and then half of the dry down is what was really catching my eye. And now that it's settled more, I'm liking it more. I think there's this kind of weird identity crisis of this one in the beginning where there's this kind of muddled mess of this sweet apple and bergamot, but then there's also the whole entire mid, the geranium, lavender, and clary sage trying to push its way through. And underneath that, the tobacco leaf is trying to push through as well. And you have the sweet apple concoction up top pushing back on it. So it kind of gets all muddled together and it feels like things are fighting to the surface. It's hard to tell what is supposed to be the star of the show when you first spray it on. Now that it's settling down, though, I'm getting that mid. You know, I love aromatic notes and fragrances. Clary sage, love it. Lavender, love it. Geranium, love it. And now bourbon geranium is new to me. Haven't heard of that. There again is a sweetness. I'm not picking up on like a booziness yet, if that's what that would be smelling like. I don't know. But a green smell for sure. For me, the tobacco is starting to really show its face here. And again, it's a tobacco leaf, so it's not a super smoky tobacco like in a I don't know, a Mancera red tobacco, or even not on the level of, Dolce & Gabbana, the 1 EDP, right? More designer level, more kind of mass appealing tobacco. It's not quite that way either. There's a big balance going on here of other notes. So I like it a lot now. I really do. Again, in the beginning, it was just a little bit confusing. I didn't dislike it in the beginning. I was trying to figure it out. Smelling it for the first time, I'm like, okay, what is even going on here? Let me see if I can get a similar thing going if I spray it in the air and smell it. Yeah, see, I mean, in the air, you just get literal apple bergamot sweetness. Not even any cardamom out of this one up top in the air either. So this is important. You want to make sure that you are spraying this one on skin, and you also want to make sure that you're giving it some time to settle down. Because now that it is, I see the direction here. Still some of that apple. Again, it's a red apple, kind of sweet. Not a whole lot of cardamom for me, even though it is listed as a top note, even when I sprayed it on skin, and even still trying to pick up on it now. It's not really all that much there for me. Maybe a little bit of it. Bergamot kind of mixes with the apple. So it really gets into the mid pretty quickly. The aromatics come through. Geranium, kind of mintiness. There's a little bit of an earthiness from this one as well, from the patchouli in the base and the vetiver as well, kind of a woody support. But this is, to me, a nice choice, a nice well done release. Definitely more off the beaten path compared to the original Born in Roma and Yellow Dream. Okay, now I'm not saying that this is going to be on the same level now as the original Uomo and Uomo Intense and Uomo Aqua, right? With the direction that they're going with these Born in Romas, we know that we're never going to see that probably. But this is definitely kind of walking it back. They really went generic with Born in Roma, the original. Again, I like it a lot now, but I love fragrances within that DNA, and I'm not afraid to admit that it is generic for sure. Yellow Dream is kind of a similar deal there. Another thing that I'm noticing is while it has a familiar smell to it, it doesn't necessarily smell like any one other thing to me so far. It's not coming across like where with Born in Roma it smells like, YSLY or Invictus, Invictus Aqua, whatever, that type of thing. Or Yellow Dream kind of getting compared to Stronger With You. This one, to me, is kind of sitting on its own a little bit here. Let's take a look at Fragrantica, see what they have to say. So the first one is Yellow Dream getting compared to. I don't really think so. I think it's further than not. Spice Bomb, Night Vision, Eau de Toilette, I don't really think so, honestly. That one has a lot of pistachio and a nuttiness, and it's much more warm spicy. Or kind of, I guess not even a nuttiness, that's the EDP, but it has like an almond, more of a citrus thing going on. What else? Mont Blanc Legend Red, just checked that one out recently. I don't really think so. Stronger With You, the original, no. Then we've got Creta Ventus. Okay, really? It just kind of goes downhill from there. It's impressive. There's still this thing in the background that I think it's the tobacco geranium lavender. It's kind of like Dolce & Gabbana Intenso. It has those combination of notes, those aromatics, the tobacco. Now, I'm not saying it smells like that, but there's a certain component in here that kind of gives off more of a mature smell. Kind of a more classy and refined smell, but then you still have this candied apple sweetness kind of giving a balance to that. So it's almost like I don't know, it's like a hybrid between a youthful fragrance and something that's trying to be a little bit more grown up. It's definitely different. And again, I still think it almost has a little bit of identity crisis. I mean, what is this trying to be? You get the sweetness, you get these aromatics. It smells like it could be for a gentleman, but it also smells like it could be for a younger guy. And I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Anyone who likes it can wear it. Maybe it'll be more mass pleasing to the consumers out there. But I do think this is actually pretty solid. I'm excited to wear this one in spring, going into summer, and get my full review out. This is surprisingly, it's better than I expected. Didn't have the highest hopes, even though the note breakdown had me pumped up. I didn't know what to expect, but I can get down with this. If you've tried the new Coral Fantasy, let me know what you think down below. I like it. I like the look of the bottle, like the notes, like the scent. I'm excited to wear it more. Performance we'll have to see. This one is an Eau de Toilette. I would like to see an Eau de Parfum. They have so many flankers by now to start giving us EDPs, but hey, maybe they'll have a Coral Fantasy Eau de Parfum if this one does really well, and I would be okay with that. Let me know down below, what are your thoughts? I will link, this and some of the other flankers down below that I referenced as well. That's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.